to Pretty Pastel Pastries. Now for today's tutorial, we have another Valentine's Day arrangement. Today we're going to be making this chocolate breakable bear with our strawberries. I hope you enjoy. Now let's go ahead and get started. So to start off, we're going to start melting our wafers in the microwave for 30 seconds at a time. And today I'll be using the brand Stover Sweet Shop in the color Ultra White. So let's go ahead and do that. And just like that, we have our meltables nice and melted. And this is the consistency that we have. It is really wonderful and great to work with, especially for our chocolate covered strawberries. So now we're going to color our white coney wafers with this Chef Master candy color in the color pink. So we're going to add a very small drop. You can always increase later as you go, just because this color is very vibrant in color, so a little bit really does go a long way. And I also want to talk to you about this really cool silicone cup that I am using here for melting my chocolate. I've been using this one for a lot of my other videos and it's become one of my most favorite used cups. I haven't gone to like anything else just because that one is still my favorite one and it's super inexpensive too. So a really cool thing about this is it comes in 3 different sizes. It comes in the largest one is a 2-cup size. The one I'm using here is the 1 cup, and there's also a half a cup. The half a cup I use for a little, like if I only need a little bit of color for a specific design, I just color that red or any type of color that I really don't need a lot of. So everything is multifunctional and it really works and it's super flexible. So if you are in the market for looking for some chocolate cups, anything to melt your meltables in, that one is the one that I highly recommend. So now we're going to start filling up our 3-part teddy bear mold. And there is this line there that does guide you as to how much chocolate you should be adding for filling up this entire little teddy bear. And that's just the line that I'm going to take as the guide. Now if it's a little bit difficult to see, I usually like to add like little lines of Sharpie on the outside. So you're more than welcome to do that because I know it can be a little bit difficult to see, but there's also that option just in case. So once we have our chocolate inside, we're going to tap it down just to make sure everything is nice and leveled. Then we're going to take our second piece, which is this clear plastic flexible piece, and we're going to place this in the center and just press it down in the middle just a little bit. Lastly, we're going to take our back piece and we're going to press this down, as much as you can. Then I personally like to flip it over the other side and press it down as well. And just like that, we have this teddy bear that's all done. So this will be going into a refrigerator for about 15 minutes or until it's completely set. You can also place it in the freezer, wherever you have more space. So while our teddy bear is in the refrigerator or the freezer, we're going to start on our chocolate letters here, and I'm going to spell out love you with some red candy melts inside of my piping bag. So we're now back with our chocolate bear. Now it's time to unmold it from its small little casing. So let's first take off the back piece. Then we're going to take it off from the corner of that plastic, and just like that, it should release super easily. If it's a little bit difficult to release, that just means it's not done. So go ahead and place it back in there for another 4 to 5 minutes and go ahead and try again. But now that my bear is completely set, we're going to start off by taking off those extra bits of pieces of chocolate all around that little bear. So very easy, just go ahead and take that off. And you can always remelt this. You can put this back into your chocolate silicone cup and remelt it and use it again and again. So you can always go ahead and keep that. Now we're going to start unmolding all of our other little letters. So we're back with our bear and we're going to start off with the decoration of this really cute design. So I'm going to be using this 100% edible gold. I just went ahead and found this on Amazon. If you would like to purchase this exact one, I'll go ahead and leave all the links listed down below in my description box. Now, ever since using edible gold and experimenting this with all of my treats, I found that there are a couple tips that really helped me, and I hope it's going to help you out as well. So the first tip I'm going to share is you're going to want to use a small detailed brush like the one that I am using here in today's video. By having a smaller brush, it's going to be more easier to grab the gold and take it over to your product as opposed to it being a larger brush. It's going to be a little bit more difficult and the gold's just going to get stuck and not adhere to your product. So using a smaller brush is the way to go. Now, my second tip is to make sure your brush is a little bit damp. So what I mean by that is you're going to want to take like a small cup, you're going to fill that up with water, then you're going to take your dry brush, you're going to dip it inside of that water, then we're going to take a dry paper towel and we're going to take off all that extra water and moisture. So you're left with a really lightly damped brush. That brush is going to help you adhere the gold when you grab it and bring it onto your product. So it's not going to be difficult for you to grab it. It's going to have something to stick onto, and therefore it's going to be much more easier to move the gold onto your products. Now that all of our gold is on our bear, we're going to start with adding all of our letters onto the tummy of the bear. So I first like to measure out exactly like where we want the letters to be, just because we can't move this after we've added our chocolate and sealed it. So it's just really good to make sure you know where you would like the letters first. So I'm going to adhere the back with a little bit of chocolate and place it onto the bear. So we're going to do that to the I love you or the love you letters. So we're now going to start dipping our strawberries. So we're first going to start by picking up all the stems. I've also already added inside my toothpick. We're going to dip it inside and just move it side to side if you have a little bit of chocolate like me in my cup. Then we're going to lift up and shake off the extra chocolate. Now you want to shake off as much as you can just because we don't want to create a large puddle at the bottom of our strawberry. You can do that, but I just personally don't like the look of it as much. So I'm just going to take off as much as I can, and just like that, we don't have that much of a puddle at the bottom. And we're just going to repeat that process throughout the rest of our 3 strawberries. So now we're going to decorate our teddy bear and our strawberries. So for this teddy bear, I wanted to add these really cute hearts to the centers of her ears. So those sprinkles are from Michael's Craft Store. They're from the brand Sweet Tooth Fairy. I found similar ones down below, but you can also check out Walmart. They do have different kinds of sprinkles there as well. And I'm about to show you the other ones that I purchased. So I found these red, white, and pink nonpareils and these Valentine sprinkles. Those have X's and O's to them. They're super cute. And those two are from Walmart. Those are less than $2 and they're super inexpensive. And so now we're going to get started on drizzling our strawberry. So inside of my piping bag, I have some leftover pink candy melts from my strawberries. So we're going to add this inside and we're going to cut like a small to medium sized tip on there. And I personally like starting from the bottom of the berry and working myself all the way up. Now, once we have drizzled our strawberry, we're going to move over to our sprinkle station. And at the bottom, I just have a plate so that it catches my sprinkles. And in this case, you can have 2 different plates for each one of the different sprinkles, so you can reuse them again. But in today's case, I'm just going to use 1 plate. And you also want to make sure you add in your sprinkles before your chocolate sets, because once it sets, you won't be able to add any more sprinkles and you're going to have a plain drizzled strawberry. So just make sure you do move a little bit quicker in this step to try to get your sprinkles in. And just so our strawberries also match the theme to our teddy bear, we're going to do the same exact technique as we did before with the gold, and we're going to add a little bit right beside our sprinkles. Last but not least, all we have left to do is package this beautiful arrangement. So I'm going to use this box right here, and I'm going to line the inside with this really fun decorative parchment paper. I found this at TJ Maxx. I'm going to try my best to find some alternatives down below in my description box. So just keep an eye out for that, and we'll see if I can find like anything really similar to this. But I just think this matches the theme and the colors very well together. But you don't have to use this. You can just use either crinkle paper at the bottom, or you can use what I'm going to use in a little bit, which are some mini marshmallows. And underneath your teddy bear, you can add any kinds of candies, any tiny and small gifts. You can really add anything else you will like inside. But just for demonstration purposes, I just left it empty. But go ahead and, add anything else you guys would like. And to our strawberries, I just fitted them with their mini cupcake tins. I preferred the mini ones over the larger ones. I used to use the larger tins, but I just found that my strawberry just looked a lot more smaller in that big tin. But now that I'm using these smaller ones, it looks a lot more fuller and like it just fits perfectly together. Even if you have a smaller berry and add it to this smaller cupcake liner, it just looks 1,000 times more better, in my opinion. And to the bottom of this box, I'm going to cover it all with mini marshmallows. And as I mentioned before, you can also use crinkle paper. You can use pink, red, any color you guys would like. But in today's case, mini marshmallows just make this whole box come to life and it looks super adorable. I love the way it turned out. Another tip with the mini marshmallows is you want to make sure you add enough because you don't want to add a little bit. You want to make sure there are plenty of marshmallows around the berries, the bear, and the mallet. So, overall, the entire little box. Because the last thing you want is for everything to move around and shift all over the place, and we don't want that. So, the more mini marshmallows you have in your box, the more it's going to hold everything in place together. Lastly, all we have left to do is to add a really cute tulle. I'm going to wrap this all around my box here and end it off with a really cute bow. I really hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to leave me a thumbs up down below, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and hit that little bell icon so it notifies you the next time that I upload. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll catch you on my next tutorial. Bye everyone, have a lovely day!